Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And I want to talk to you guys about the upcoming event in D4 hitting us in December 5th, the Abattoir of ZIR. It's pretty much going to give us greater rifts, but it's going to be like much harder than the current nightmare dungeons that we have. They have stated, we don't know if that's true, but we'll have to see how it all goes. I'm going to share with you guys all the info I know about it, what you should do to start preparing for it, as there is some pre-requirements that you need to do before you can actually get into it. I'm sure with you all that info. I have compiled it into a document. Since you guys know how much I like my Google Docs, I have added it to my boss farming Bible, so I'm going to add that. I'm just going to like upgrade that with everything Diablo 4. I will have it linked down below, and I'm going to share with you guys everything there is to know. So without further ado, get ready to be flashbang. Bam, got you good. First things first, there is a prereq. You have to complete your season journey before you can even get in there. And then I have some of the info here that we know. Info we know is the tier 1 sigil. So to actually get into it, you see over there, you need to complete the season journey. Step 1, and you need to craft yourself a sigil. The sigil is going to cost 800 sigil powder alongside 60k gold, and that is only at tier 1. This does go up to tier 25. Bloodforged tiers go to level 25. So it's probably going to increase a lot in sigil powder and gold. So you want to go farm up some sigil powder and gold, as I do have some stuff over here below stuff to do before it comes out, so we'll get to that a little bit later. So just make sure to stack up on your sigil powders alongside with some gold, because it is going to cost quite a bit to go through there. And it seems like whenever you complete one, most of the time you do get one to go to the next level, just like completes the circle there once you get to the end. So you'll probably just be able to go all the way through, but then maybe you want to craft a specific level. You don't want to start at level 1 or something like that, so it's probably going to cost you a lot of sigil powder. Moving on, the new unique glyph Tears of Blood goes to level 200. This is a work in progress, this image of the glyph, so this might change a little bit. But basically, it's got a massive radius. As you see, the radius size of 4. I believe a 21 glyph has a radius of, let's see, Paragon, where's my 21 glyph? 21 Adept has a radius size of 4. So it's the same size as a maxed out glyph. And that's only starting at level 50, and that will increase again. So you see, that is the base radius size, it seems, of the glyph. And then if we go back to the image over there, radius size 4, next radius increase at level 50. So it's going to increase that to who knows what. And then probably once you get to 50, the next one will be 100, 150, 200, because this does cap out at level 200, they said. So level 200, I mean, they kind of said, and then there was another video with Bloodshed saying that it goes 10 times higher than a normal glyph, so maybe that's true, or maybe he meant the difficulty. I have no idea what he meant by that, but for now we're just going to assume that this thing goes to level 200, so it's going to be pretty insane, the damage and stuff you get from here. For every 5 core stats within range, you gain 2% increased damage, and I believe core stats counts as all your core stats, or maybe it depends on the class you're on. Like, these are all core stats, so like for example on my Sork, this is considered to be my main stat, you know, I mean int is your main stat, but willpower is technically still a core stat, as are those. So if that actually does count, then like for example from this glyph over there, there's a lot, you can pretty much just deck out the whole board. So you choose yourself like a thick board where the glyph is like right in the middle, kind of like this board over here. So you see all these, and then we'll see if you can actually just max out the whole board just to get all the core stats. We'll have to see how that works. It'll be interesting to see, although I kind of think it's more going to be the main stat of your class, so not like a core stats. It's going to be the int or whatever, but like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. And then the second part of there is it grants bonus to all rare nodes within range. Those are the yellow nodes, increased by 10% for every 10 levels. So if that goes up to level 200, that's going to be 200% increase. Overall, this glyph is probably going to be like mandatory in all the builds. I mean, it's not mandatory, but you're going to get it because big numbers equals copium, hopium. We love them big numbers. And then this will only last until the end of season 2. It is an event, so unfortunately it will be ending, but they did bring back the Malignant Rings. Maybe they bring this back too. We'll see how it all plays out. I did add at the bottom there, it's patch 1.2.3, and that's when it starts and that's when it ends. The patch will still say there obviously, but it is coming with that patch. Alongside it, we're also getting the little thing when you go and enchant, you can actually see the window of like all the options that you can choose to enchant on your gear. So no more just guessing what's going to actually roll on that. So more info, seems to play like Raider of 3. And there's a little snippet over there, Abattoir of ZIR. I believe this was a level 1, yeah, Nightmare Dungeon tier 1. And you just got pretty much, before the timer runs out, to summon a boss, slay monsters. So literally just a greater rift. You got to beat the timer, and you can go on to tier 2. Maybe it'll even give you a tier 3 one if you go fast enough. We'll have to see how that all goes. But they said it is going to be a pinnacle level. It's going to be a lot higher than anything we do right now. So like Nightmare Dungeon 100, I'm assuming it's going to be harder than that. So I have to see how it all goes. So then I do have a few things there that you guys to do before it comes out, like just complete your season journey. Obviously that is a prereq, you have to do this before you can get in. Farm up your sigil powders, like I said before. Level all your glyphs to 21. This is really going in with this step as of is to fully optimize your build slash gear. Leveling up all your glyphs to 21 so you can be as strong as you can when this actually starts. If it is as hard as they say it is, then you definitely want to get all the power you can get. But at least just level all your glyphs to 15, which I mean, you probably should have them at 15 already if you are level 100 and waiting to get into this content. And then choose a glyph you want to replace with the new Tears of Blood glyph. So like choose the weakest glyph on your setup, and like I said before, the one with like the board with the most core stats around the glyph area. So probably be a glyph that's more like centralized, as if the radius does like go, that's the current, is that, I don't even think that's a, yeah, that's the max current radius. So if this increases, then it's going to hit those ones over there and these over there. And if it increases again, it's going to hit like all the way around there. We could even hit these yellow ones eventually if it actually gets that crazy. So we'll have to wait and see how crazy the glyph does go. But just check out your boards, see which glyphs you would like to replace. And then obviously don't level those ones up to 21, maybe. I mean, if you have the time, sure, go ahead and do it. But that's all up to you. So what else we got there? Let's just talk a little bit about the season journey as well, because a lot of people might actually have a little bit of issues with this. This one over here, I believe is pretty easy. There's like, when I went to the PvP zone to collect these, I think I have like 40,000 or something of them right now. Yeah, 44,000. I never came across another player at all. I don't think anybody is doing PvP this season. So that one is pretty easy to go ahead and get it. But if you just totally despise the season thing, then all you got to do is just level up all your glyphs to 21. That one is going to be easier in the long run. And then defeat Duriel. We're all farming Duriel anyway, so you'll be doing that eventually. And then this one over here, Loot Master. Open multiple tortured gifts during a single Hell Tide. So you just have to open the chest. Doesn't matter which chest. You need to have 10 of them in a single Hell Tide. So if you go for only the 75 armor chests, they cost 75 cinders. That's going to mean you need to collect 750 cinders in one Hell Tide. So make sure that you only try and do this if the Hell Tide is like just starting out, because you don't want to get halfway through and open like 6-7 chests and then the Hell Tide resets and then you can't finish it off, because you have to do it within one Hell Tide. So do it at the start of the Hell Tide. I easily farm over 1,000 cinders each time because I open all the steel chests. So just make sure you do that and only go after the 75 costing chests, which is all the armor chests. Defeat world bosses 12 out of 12. I mean, that's simple. Just go ahead and kill a lot of world bosses. And this one over here, Abattoir of Sanctuary's Might, we have to equip at least 8 ancestral unique items simultaneously. You don't actually have to use them. So you just need to equip them. Where's my bank? Let me show you. So you can literally just put on 8 ancestral items. So if you come here, this is my uniques tab. You just need to have on 8 uniques. There's got to be like a different one. So a helm, a chest, a staff, weapon, bow, whatever you may be using, hands, gloves, feet, necklace, ring. Just put on 8 uniques. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be in combat. You don't have to use them. Nothing. You just have to equip them. As simple as equipping them, and then that part of the journey is complete. World bosses, is that complete tier 90 or higher? I mean, everyone should be able to do a tier 90 by now. Was so strong this season, you should be flying through tier 90 with pretty much every single class. So just take the strongest build for your class and then go fly through your tier 90 dungeon and defeat Echo of Lilith on Torment. Most people as well should have no issues with this, as Echo of Lilith is a little bit nerfed as well now with the season, as well as us all being super strong. You can pretty much just obliterate her. So like I said over there, you don't have to complete all these objectives. Choose to, you don't want to do. I actually didn't even try and do these. I was just playing and I got these by just playing the game. And then when I came and looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I haven't done these 2 objectives. So reaching that one is probably going to take the longest time, as I do Blood Tide quite often. And if you look at my Blood Tide rep, I'm only at like 15 right now. I'm almost level 16 on the rep, but I do a lot of Blood Tide because, you know, I go there every time it's up, like it resets, and then I complete it. This one's about to end. I just logged in to do the video, but usually I complete all the whispers on that, so I can just accumulate a lot of gold and stuff, as well as sigil powders from dismantling all of the sigils that you get from the Tree Whispers, as well as Varshan parts. So it's really good to just go and do Blood Tide, but getting to level 18 is going to take quite a while because you need 3,000 rep now, and it goes up usually by like 1,000 rep each time. So it's going to be another 4, 5, 6, it's like 11,000 plus that. It's like 15,000 rep just there. It's going to take quite a while. So I would say leave that one for last. Complete everything else. Most of you probably have this done anyway if you are sitting around waiting for something new to do. But that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you liked it, please drop a like and a sub. It helps me out so much. And I'll catch you beautiful people in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the